Hey guys, I just returned from Birmingham. Yeah, guys, I'm serious. Actually, just go back. Like, my flight just landed. Okay, okay, I beg. Before those who know me and see me regularly start to wonder that, are you coming to give us cold zobo? What are you talking about? Wait, I'm serious. But I'm using Birmingham as a metaphor. Okay. So where did this come from? I read an IG post by Mr. Leke Alda. That should be his Instagram post of the 6th of May, in case you want to check. Yeah. So he said he had maybe read or listened to Pastor Podre Made about um, how he had been so booked, like back to back, and he just knew that after everything, he was going to travel to Birmingham and he was just simply going to hang up his legs and do nothing. Like, he's going to take the rest he deserved, right? So in that post, he was also using, as Mr. Alda was also using Birmingham as a metaphor. So he said that, after you've worked and you've had it up to here, just suspend everything and go to Birmingham to go and get the rest you deserve. And that was me lately, guys. Like, for some months I experienced burnout. Really, like, I had it up to here. if you want to like compare that with maybe sinking, I would say maybe it's remained just my forehead or something remaining to sink. Yeah, I'm telling you. But the funny thing or interesting thing about this is that it was not noticeable. So, like, you wouldn't even know. Like, I was the one that knew what was going on in my mind, right? Because during this period, I attended events, I went for a wedding, I was still showing up, like, with everything around me, work, church, everything. But brothers and sisters, a lot was going on in my head, and one of the things that I noticed about this time too was that I was just easily what's the word? I was very I became very sensitive to everything, and I became easily irritated by things that usually would not irritate me. So, like, maybe things that I don't like normally, maybe like some of my pet peeves, right? I could let them pass on a normal day, but during this period, I could not stand. I could not stand them, and I began to what? Thank God I was self-aware. Like, I was like, what's going on? Why is this getting to you like this? you know. And another thing was, like, emotions usually would not last. That was like that was what that time was like for me. So I could be in the midst of people, or like maybe be very happy at some points, but it's only a matter of a few hours and I'm back to the burden I was feeling, like the burden of just being weighed down by so many things and all sorts. And gosh, I knew I needed to go to Birmingham. Yes, Birmingham was calling my name. And I did go. Like, I went, and for, I said it's a metaphor. So in that IG post, it was like, if your own Birmingham is maybe taking some time off work, or like physically traveling, like actually traveling, or whatever it is, maybe talking to people and all sorts, just do it. For me, it was talking with people. It was taking some personal retreats. It was praying. It was meditating on God's word. And yeah, thank God there's light. There's light now. It felt so so dark, but yeah, thank God there's light now, because If there's no light, you won't be seeing me here. So better let's thank God. Yeah. And if you're new here, you're wondering that what are you people talking about? So where are we coming from? Hi, my name is Ìbùkún Christy, and this is Showers of Ìbùkún, where I show you that it is possible to be at peace in every way, every day. And today I'm saying it with so much mindfulness because, yeah, it's true. I experienced the opposite of that not so long, and I'm back in this reality. And this reality is not that there would not always be challenges. Like, it doesn't mean we will not always go through a lot. That's like the way everybody, summarizes it now, that I'm going through a lot. Everybody's going through a lot, yes. So it's not as if that is going to be absent. But in the midst of that, there is a peace, guys. There is a peace. See how I'm smiling? Because I know it's true. There's actually a peace that passes all understanding, even in the midst of all of this. So you don't have to wait to get to the end of the tunnel before you see the light. There is light in the tunnel. Yes. So welcome back to Showers of Ìbùkún. And funny enough, the time that I experienced all of this gbasgbos, what do we call it now? It's coincided with the end of the previous season. So if you've been following Showers of Ìbùkún from Spotify, you will discover that after 12 episodes, there's usually a break before another set. So like 12 episodes make a season on Showers of Ìbùkún. So thankfully, I had finished posting 12 episodes, and we just had to go to Birmingham. So the way it sits in my mouth, maybe I need to go physically, right? Okay, but yeah, we are back. And in our previous episodes, we've been talking about practical ways to ensure we experience peace in our everyday life, like still maintaining self-governance and not being swept left and right by lives rishi that is happening, right? We talked about managing your time, specializing in the midst of many abilities. We talked about how to make decisions carefully and not hastily. We talked about maximizing your natural ties, making the best of that opportunity. We talked about several topics, and the last one we talked about, relocating safely. Yeah. So today we want to talk about how you're going to weaponize your challenges. Yes. A weapon sounds like weapon. But really, when we're talking about weapon, you're thinking of defense, like you want to defend yourself. It gives this picture of a battle, and you're trying to harm yourself harm yourself so that you're not defeated, right? Yes. So that your challenges doesn't defeat you, so that your experiences so that you don't become a victim. Yeah, that's it. So that you don't become a victim of your challenges. How do you weaponize them? How do you make sure that you're not defeated? You don't become a victim of your own experiences. First, you need to understand that your experiences are blessings to you. The challenge you're going through is a blessing. Why? Because in that challenge exists someone. That person is a better version of you. Yes. So this is not some motivational speaking session or anything. It's true. It's not just to boost you, to give you some sort of like some rub on the head. No, it's actually the truth that in the challenges you experience, there is a better version of you in them, right? And it is your responsibility to make sure that better version of you comes out safely. So it depends, and this depends on what you do about it. It depends on who you talk to about it. Very important. It depends on, how you handle the whole situation. Two people can experience the same thing and get different results because they handled it differently. So it is very important. It is your responsibility, really, because yes, you may not be able to control what happens to you, but you are in charge of how you respond to it. So whether you want to talk to someone, whether you want to pray about it, whether you want to do something about it, whatever it is, you are going to be the one to determine whether that better version of you comes out of that season or not. And this season, another interesting thing about it is that it's a brooding process. It's a brooding process. And I want you to imagine it like, when a chicken lays her eggs and, broods on those eggs to warm them up till they begin to crack and the chicks start to come out, right? So those seasons are also like that, brooding you till whatever wants to come out, whatever is to be produced out of that season, till it cracks open. So that is why you should give yourself to maximizing this time. So when those things are happening to you, who do you talk to about them? Hope you don't turn your challenges to gist. And somebody says, this one happened to me yesterday. I used to just say, if you see the one that happened to me or the one that I'm experiencing, and you just gist it away. You gist your opportunity away. No. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Look, this opportunity, it's an opportunity. It's a blessing. So you cannot throw it away. You need to be very what's the word? You need to be very intentional. Very intentional about these experiences that come your way. You need to take hold of them. You need to be in charge of them. And when those challenges come, you're like holding on to that. No, this is not just going to be all I'm going to experience from you. Like, I'm not just going to suffer in this season. I need to know what else is in there for me. So maybe it's when you speak to someone, of course, someone knowledgeable, someone wise, preferably those who have gone ahead of you, to give you counsel, to give you advice that in this kind of season, this is what you do. Maybe it's a challenge at your work. Maybe they are telling you that, the next thing is not to leave. Maybe you should rather do this or do that. Thankfully, I have very resourceful people around me. I'm just always very grateful to God for the people around me. This is me shouting out to everyone who reached out. Some of them reached out. How is Showers of Ìbùkún now? We've not heard from you. What's going on? Some people I just said, well, we're on a break. After what I said, I had to say, well, I need some time. I just need some time. And thankfully, shout out to you. Some of them, even started to suggest to me, we just take some rest. Some of them suggested maybe topics that I can even talk about or how to even handle it. Shout out to all of you. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, back to you listening to this. Who do you talk to? What do you do about it? This season may not be for you to just spring up into some spontaneous actions. You may just want to observe and see what this is going to bring out of you. And the reason you cannot throw it all away is because you're not done becoming. You're not done becoming. There is still so much to you. And so when you're coming through these experiences, you're coming through these challenges, they are facilitating another level of growth. So maybe the opportunity that you're looking for, the chances or the future that you're hoping for, is not even maybe. The future you're hoping for is not going to be something that you just jump into. That future operates by a brooding process where you grow into the person that you would be at that time. And so you have to go through it. You just have to go through it. So it's now your own responsibility to make sure that you are appropriately harmed for that process. And by being harmed, we are talking about, the kind of resources you expose yourself to. Maybe you could even read books. Maybe you could listen to certain mentors talk about these issues, or maybe different other things. And most importantly, I recommend that you pray when you experience challenges. It might feel so dark, but when you pray and God shows you the light, you will just see that, I was looking like I was totally lost. I was totally focused on something else, and something entirely different is going on. So, and that brings some level of breakthrough to you that, I was approaching this whole thing in a whole wrong way. Like I was so wrong. And then you discover that, okay, this how I go about it. And then you can approach it differently. So you need to make the best of those challenges. Don't run away from it. Don't run away. Don't run. I felt like running away. Let me not lie. Like responsibilities coming left, right, center, middle, up, down, everywhere. I could not swallow. Rather, I took a trip to Birmingham. Yes. And I got the peace that I needed. So right now, those things are still going on. Like a lot is still going on. But now I can approach everything with a peaceful posture. Yeah. A peaceful posture that helps me to undo each of them as they come. Guys, your challenges do not have to go to waste. They should not waste. In fact, they are not a waste. At the end of the day, when the challenges go, or when you move into another phase, you are now asking yourself that this experience you had, what did you make do with it? What was, to what end? And if you made nothing of it, then, well, hopefully you get another opportunity. Right. But anyway, and speaking of not running away from your challenges, in the next episode, I'm going to be showing you something about tenacity. A true story. Not me, of someone else. Okay? Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Welcome back to Showers of Ìbùkún Podcast. And if you have not subscribed, Abba, don't let's start this new season like this. So sharply subscribe now. Oh yeah, subscribe, like, share, comment, share with everyone, because and everybody should be at peace in every way, every day. It was really good catching up with you again today. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Catch you.